go. What's up, baby?
What it do, baby?
Yeah, you already know.
Oh my God, Ronnie.
Yeah.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
The Ben and Fraser podcast.
Just a moment, you just assured me that I could speak.
Welcome to the Ben and Fraser podcast. I'm Ben. This is Fraser. What's your cheers for the week?
My cheers for the week goes out to the Easter Bunny, who is already preparing to deliver the eggs to everybody's backyard this Monday.
That's a bit awkward. My cheers for the week also goes out to the Easter Bunny, who, despite reports of him falling ill with flu-like symptoms, is continuing to work from the White Chocolate House and is making Easter good. Obviously, inspirational stuff there from the Easter Bunny. All right, say that again. Hit us up.
Is it quote of the week? Quote
Oh yeah, quote of the week.
Quote
Yes,
of the week?
quote of the week, Sam.
Quote of the week is the guy on the left be him different though. Our only comment on YouTube channel, on the podcast. Yeah, cheers. That's my cheers, by the way.
Sam's cheers. Alright. From your week phrase, say that again.
Alright, here we go.
2 truths, 1 lie.
I said good morning to 3 people when I went for my run yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I won Meme of the Week out of my sisters. And I had an Ashley and Martin's emails in my spam this week.
We notice he does have the cap off. Say the first one again.
First one. I said good morning to 3 people when I went for my run.
No, I reckon that's true. Where was it?
So my run was a total of about 8Ks.
Okay.
And I just went...
Where was it?
Where was it?
Yeah.
Just in and around the suburbs.
Okay.
Just up some main roads.
Yeah. I reckon that's true. Second one, you were the meme of the week.
I won Meme of the Week.
You won meme of the week. Is
So-
that like voted on, or
Yeah, so-
how's that work?
So basically, me and my sisters have a group chat.
Mm-hmm.
And we send each other
Oh,
memes.
so you weren't actually the meme.
No, I sent the best
You
meme.
sent the best meme.
in our
Okay.
chat. Yeah.
Okay, no, I reckon that's probably true as well. And the third one, received an email from Ashley and Martin.
In my spam this week.
Okay. In your spam. Have you signed up to one of their newsletters, have you?
No, it was just free consultation. I don't know where it came from.
Okay. If we're looking for a sponsor, I reckon the lie's the Ashley and Martin.
It is the lie.
I'm
Yes.
2 from 2. 2 from 2. Alright, I'll hit you up with mine. James won a game of Jackbox games this week. I rewatched Essendon's 2000 grand final win. I've listened to my favourite Gregorian chants album this week.
Well, I can tell you for a fact, it was either yours or Sam's social media sent through that James won, right? And
Okay.
I think the caption was something like, how funny the day after the podcast, he actually wins one. So I know that one's true.
Okay.
Why were you watching Essendon's 2000 grand final?
Haven't won one in a while.
Yeah.
We've last won in 2004.
Yeah. Do
I
you
think
follow
that
that?
was our last win.
Do you follow the Twitter account? Days since Essendon's last finals win?
No, I don't want to. What is it now? Like over 1,000?
Yeah.
Oh, well, like it'll be like almost 10,000 days.
Yeah. It's getting up there. So
No, not 10,000. It'll be very high though. We'll go 5,000 or something.
Alright, and then Gregorian chants. How often do you listen to your Gregorian chants?
Probably once a week.
Once a week?
Yeah.
Can you give us a live kind of performance of them?
That's my favourite one. Absolute banger. First one on the album. I tell you what, you guys need to get on the Gregorian chants. They are awesome. They're so good.
Right. I'm gonna say that the second one's a lie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. That's true. You're 1 from 2. Not bad. Not bad. One thing though, we did win by 60 points. So
It's a good win.
James Hurd playing.
Who was it against again?
Melbourne.
Right.
Then after that, we were looking good in the 2001 season, and then Brisbane just sort of
Wasn't that the grand final that was really hot? Do you end up making that granny or
what?
the 2001 granny?
I think we did.
Yeah.
I think we made it and obviously lost
Yeah.
to the 01 Brizzy Lions. They ruined our dynasty.
And
Alright.
they'd won themselves.
Made one themselves, that's right. Weekly roundup.
Weekly roundup. So, something that's been in the news kind of earlier in the week. Tasmanian Senator Eric Abetz says China may be guilty for something like criminal negligence for how they've handled coronavirus. Some experts said they delayed advising the World Health Organization and did not disclose the full extent of the threat of coronavirus. Is this facts or foolish?
Yeah, it's facts. I reckon. I mean, China's just been... If you not even look at the coronavirus, like the human rights stuff, it's pretty much been criminal anyway. I think it's, obviously a communist dictatorship isn't going to work too well.
I mean, they've said that the curve has flattened. The amount of like infections and deaths is...
Yeah, but what about the testing though?
Well,
You know,
exactly,
are they just
yeah.
not testing? Like, at this point, you don't even know if you can trust them.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough saying that. Probably is. You know, if they handled it well, maybe it wouldn't have spread as fast as it did. Yeah, I reckon that's fair enough. Yeah. Well, Donald Trump threatens to hold back funding from the World Health Organization. What do you think about that?
Well, was that because they let China on the board for something or other?
Yeah.
Look, yeah, he's obviously had a lot of tension with China, so...
The trade war. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's made public comments about how he believes China's lying about the amount of infected and deaths from coronavirus. So I think, and knowing Donnie's personality, it doesn't surprise me that he's threatened to pull back funding towards the World Health Organization.
You think it's fair enough?
I think, yeah, if you look at it from his perspective and the tension between China and America, I think it's justifiable.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it worth having China on the board? Yes. They're the biggest country in the world in terms of population and probably the economy.
Yeah.
So do you want them in the loop about those sort of things? Yes. But I guess in that perspective, you've got to be able to rely that they're going to tell the truth. And they just haven't been able to show that they can do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a tough one. I'm not surprised that he's threatened to. I think that's probably a good move. Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. This or that. You go yours first.
Okay, mine first. In your basketball team, would you rather Genghis Khan or Tutankhamun?
Man. I've got to go with Genghis Khan.
Yeah, right.
But he'd be a beast on the boards. Like, I feel like he'd be like Draymond Green.
Yeah.
His defense would be on point.
How tall is he? I swear he's like 5'6" or
Yeah,
something.
he'd be 5'6", but so would Tutankhamun.
Yeah, right.
So look, you're not going for Yao Ming here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I don't know how good they do basketball. I'm going to go Genghis Khan.
Right.
You know, I think seems like an athletic sort of bloke. Yeah. What about yourself?
To be honest, I'd probably say Tutankhamun. You think about what the ancient Egyptians did, building the pyramids. I reckon he could have a big influence in getting them to create a massive stadium and playing in front of a massive stadium.
Oh, so you're not even thinking about the basketball game. You're thinking the influence that having him on your team. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like he'd be wet from downtown as well. Like, there's just something about, like, Tutankhamun just knocking down threes.
But you don't think Genghis Khan could get all of his relatives that he made and just go, let's build a massive stadium, boys?
He probably could.
Probably
but,
could. I reckon Genghis Khan had more influence. Like, he controlled, like, a good part of the world for a while. I reckon having him on your team, that would be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it just is what it is.
Alright, my this or that. Is Ed Sheeran or Drake the artist of the decade?
I think Ed Sheeran dominated the second half of the decade.
Okay.
Ed Sheeran really burst on the scenes ever since Divide.
Yeah.
Like,
Ever since Divide. You don't think Multiply?
I think
That was a massive album as well. And so was Plus.
they were big, but like Divide was like the real,
Okay.
like, the real big one.
Yeah.
Probably when he was the best artist in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Drake's been fairly consistent though.
He had a name at the start,
Mm.
which is why I think I'd personally go for him. Like, it's credit to Ed Sheeran because at the start of the 2010s,
He was a nobody.
he was a nobody. He was 18.
Yeah.
Like, he was obviously good, but
Yeah.
he was a nobody. Whereas Drake, he already sort of had that time to go, which is why I think Drake could be. But the fact that Ed Sheeran in this decade has carved him out as potentially one of the biggest artists of the decade, I think, I'll go through some things where I think Drake potentially is.
Yeah.
His influence. So, sort of before him, you know, it was a lot of gangster rap, a lot of 50 Cent, Eminem.
Yeah.
He sort of influenced the rap game to be more in touch with their emotions and young men.
Right.
He's, you know, very relatable. There's a Drake quote for every situation.
Yeah.
And I guess he's influenced so many artists. I've made a list: Juice WRLD, Roddy Ricch, The Weeknd, Sway Lee, Bryson Tiller, Post Malone. Sort of like this singing, rapping sort of hybrid.
Yeah.
It was done before him, obviously, but I think he really brought it onto the mainstream and popularised it. Versatility. So because he can rap and sing, he can, I guess, express the whole range of emotions. And over his discography, he's done that. You know, he's talked about his love life, personal struggles, family drama, and just flexing as well, as you'd expect. I'll go through some of his numbers. His Summer 16 tour is the highest grossing tour in hip-hop history.
Yep.
$85 million. He has sold the most units ever, beating the Beatles and Madonna and all these people. He broke the Beatles record, having 7 singles at a time in the Billboard Top 10. And he has the second most top 10 singles of all time.
Yeah, right, Joe.
So I think there's a good case that he is the best artist of the decade.
Yeah. I think with Ed, though, if I recall correctly, the album after Divide, he kind of said he just wanted to put an album out singing, collabing with people he always wanted to collab with.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that hindered potentially, like, you know, how many sales he got. Like, if he actually did something similar to Divide and like
Minus or something.
Yeah, Minus and
or
just
Subtract. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like, you know, targeted towards, you know,
his audience.
I reckon he could have done like, because you kind of forget about that album when.
Yes.
So, you know, I think that's there, but no, I definitely would say Drake's been.
I think it was a bit lackluster.
Yeah.
It
was a bit rushed as well. It's like pretty.
He usually takes about 3 years in between albums.
Yeah, no one was out. Like, he literally, toured for about a year. with Divide, and
Yeah.
then kind of next thing you know,
Grossed $500 million on the Divide tour.
yeah, that is incredible.
That was so I've got some things for Ed Sheeran. Obviously grossed $500 million on the Divide tour. He had 3 of the top 5 biggest songs of the decade, which is why it's a toss up. I'm still gonna go Drake, but
What were they? Perfect.
Perfect.
Happier?
Thinking Out Loud,
Oh yeah.
Shape of You.
Yeah.
So they're all like classics.
Yeah.
And he's got so many more, like Photograph, Happier. They're classics.
Yeah.
Like Thinking Out Loud, that will be played at weddings for
Very long time.
50 years.
Until the next song like that comes out.
Yeah. 12 number ones,
Right. Is that more than Drake's?
more than Drake's.
Yeah. More than Drake's.
So, yeah, I think Ed Sheeran's peak is probably better than Drake's.
But
Drake has just been, like, I heard this, he spent like almost 500 weeks, so almost the whole decade in the top 100 or 40 or on the charts.
Yeah.
Like, he spent the whole time there, like, just in terms of consistency. So I think Ed Sheeran's, like, peak, like, grosses more attention and, you know, money and stuff than Drake's peak, but I think I still got to go Drake, I think. I'll list some of his songs. I made a bit of a list of classics from Drake. I'm a bit of a fan, so
yeah.
Nice for What,
Yeah.
Hotline Bling, Marvin's Room, Hold On We're Going Home, Feel No Ways, 0 to 100, Passion Fruit, God's Plan, Back to Back, Started From the Bottom, Jumpman, One Dance, Tuscan Leather, Stay Scheming, The Motto, Best I Ever Had, Energy, In My Feelings, Effing Problems, Legend, Pound Cake / Paris Modern Music 2, Headlines, Non-Stop, Successful, Teenage Fever, Believe Me, Forever, Up All Night, Free Smoke, We'll Be Fine.
Yeah, so there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, they're in my opinion, they're the classics.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of like consistency, he's got the consistency.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran more has the
Yeah.
peaks because he's got 3 of the top 10 albums of the decade.
Yeah.
It's an interesting conversation as well.
Especially they're different genres as well, and I think that's what adds, you know, and makes it a good conversation. Both successful in their own genres, and
Yeah, I think it's very polarizing as well. Like you'll get a lot of people that would go, "Are you serious?" Look at Ed Sheeran. You know, he's written them all by himself. He's, you know, and you got Drake. Well, look at his playlists. Like his concerts are like 3 hours of just straight hits.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm not. Me personally, I'd go Drake.
Yeah, I'd have to say Drake as well. I think consistency plays a big role in artist of the decade.
Yeah. Okay. The rotisserie.
Rotisserie, here we go. Hot take for the week. Dads who train their less than 14-year-old kids 5 days a week in the sport that they play on the weekend should be applauded.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be one of those dads, but I disagree. I'm getting him to do push-ups when he's 2 years old. Yeah, I disagree. I think, you know, you should let them do it by himself. I think you should encourage them to get out and, you know, pursue what they want to do. But I think pushing them too hard, too early will just burn them out and make them lose interest.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think for me, it depends. Like, what are they going to spend in that 2 hours instead of training? Like, if it's just like video games or something.
Point. Yeah.
If it's just video games, I would, you know, I'd encourage if I had a son or daughter that plays sports to get out and work on their craft. But
I guess then you got to make sure that that's what they want to do, though. Obviously, even if it's not, it's still better spent than just mucking around on screens or whatever. But I think, you got to make sure that they love it. Otherwise it's just work for them.
Yeah, and I think, like, as well, like, you still got to let your kids kind of have that downtime playing video games on their screens. But in terms of like just being with your kid and being really passionate for something that, you know, if they're passionate about it as well,
I think that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too often you see too many dads trying to live out their sort of failed career through
Yeah.
their kid,
yeah,
which is what you see it a lot.
Yeah.
Where it's like they didn't make it quite to the top level or where they wanted to, so they go, okay, my kid's going to, and they push their kid really hard. And I don't know, if they like it, if they want to do it, then that's fine. But I guess the potential risk is that they burn out and
Yeah.
they just end up hating the sport and drop out at 16 because they'll push too hard before they
yeah,
even really grew into their bodies. I think that's the main thing.
yeah. They say that like the main reason kids quit sport is the car ride home.
Is the parents,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
You're going back on your hot take.
I'm a little, but yeah, I think it's good to see both sides of
Yeah.
the argument.
I can see myself being one of those parents, though.
Encouraging kids to get
Strongly
out there.
encouraging them. Yeah. But yeah, I think you got to be careful with how hard you push them, especially before they've really grown into their bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation to have. Yeah, do you reckon you'd be one of those parents?
Oh, I think so. But then if they just crack it all the time, then I'll probably just back off a little bit. But like, if they were like, oh, let's go have a kick in the backyard, I'd definitely say yes to that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Parenting advice on the Ben and Fraser podcast.
Yes, we're very experienced. Yes. Send in your queries and questions for us. All right, my hot take for the week from the rotisserie. Kanye was right that when he stormed up and interrupted Taylor Swift, that Beyonce had one of the best music videos of all time.
What was Taylor Swift's song?
I don't remember. I think that's the point, isn't
Right,
it? Everyone knows the Beyonce
And it
video.
was Single Ladies.
Single Ladies.
Yeah.
You got the black and white, the three,
Yeah.
Beyonce and the two others dancing.
The dance moves.
The dance, the fact that everyone knows and has seen that video, I think, sort of self-illustrates Kanye's point. I don't think what he did was he shouldn't have gotten up on stage and interrupted it, obviously, but I think he was right.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And looking back, the media made a massive fuss about it, but you look back and you go, he was right.
Yeah.
Beyonce did have one of the best videos of all time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think after that, I might be incorrect here, but he went away to an island, and that's where my
beautiful dark twisted fantasy.
Yeah,
it all turned out for the best.
Yeah, it did.
That, in my opinion, is the best album of the decade. Just like the story behind it as well.
Yeah.
Like he self-exiled himself on some island. He got all these guys in. He was super strict about it. They worked really late. They had a very strict schedule. They all wore suits. Like this was like he set a mood. Set a mood.
Yeah.
And so he just created a bit of art. Like that was incredible.
Yeah.
Like you listen to Power, and he talks about how 5,000 man hours went into that one song, and you can see how it did.
Oh, yeah.
Just rewriting lyrics, getting the production right. He's a genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on his gospel album he did?
It was good. I listened to it.
Yeah.
And there are some songs that were good. I think he's at a place now in his life where he's putting a bit more attention to his family.
Yeah.
He runs a Sunday service. He's got his clothing. He's got fashion in mind as well.
Yeah.
It did seem a bit rushed.
Do you reckon it was a bucket list thing for him to do, or?
Bit of that. I think he's obviously been inspired by gospel and the church even before all of this. Like he's got a song called Jesus Walks, where he talks about how Jesus has influenced his life. This is a good Easter themed.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I think I think there's a bit of that. I think also like the way his life's sort of taken him. Obviously leading his Sunday service. It's just like, why not put something out?
Yeah.
It doesn't quite have the hits.
Yeah.
Like, you're never gonna, play it around mates or anything really. But I think there's a couple good ones. I love the Kenny G trumpet at the end of Use This Gospel.
I haven't heard the album, to be honest, so... it's just a bop.
Oh, no. Can't believe you. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the most replay value, but there's a few songs that were definitely well produced.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Kanye. I reckon he's the greatest artist of this generation.
Talent-wise.
No, just like artist. Have you seen the music video for Power? It's like a moving painting. Like, it is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, in terms of like pure artistry, he's probably the best artist of this generation, in my opinion. Going into fashion and whatnot. You're just not as much as Kanye. You don't like him as much as I do. I love Kanye.
Right. You love Drake. You love Kanye. Who else do you love?
Myself. And I'm right there with them.
Good on you.
All right, want to move on to the next one?
Yeah. The Democracy Manifest.
The moment that changed the history of the world forever.
When the first humans walked the earth, they had toes. What if toes never existed?
Man.
Shoe sizes would be smaller.
That's the biggest thing though, yeah. No. Well, we wouldn't be able to... I don't think that we'd survive. I think the humans died out. If you look at it like this, we wouldn't be able to hunt anything. We wouldn't be able to run away from anything. So we'd die. Rest in peace to the human race. I think, yeah. That was a weird one.
Just a little bit out there.
Can we get a refill, Sammy? Sam, can we get a refill?
I'll be in the sack.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting. I think we'd die though.
Yeah.
I think we'd be cooked. Alright, my one. Now this is for a bit of a sports one for all you sports fans out there. What if LeBron James didn't sign with the Miami Heat for the decision in like 2010, 2011?
So you're saying he still leaves Cleveland, but he doesn't go to Miami?
No, he stays in Cleveland.
Well, Cleveland, they were in kind of an awkward situation where they kept getting like first seed, but it was literally just because of LeBron.
Yes. And they
Um,
weren't going to progress any
no.
further, most likely.
so I feel like if LeBron stayed, they still wouldn't have. They would have been a very good playoff team, but they wouldn't have. They maybe still a few finals appearances, but I don't think he would have had the talent to win it all.
Okay. Now, from this, does Kevin Durant go to the Warriors?
Yes, I reckon.
I don't think that happens.
Yeah, neither, because the whole reason he went, well, in his mind, I think like LeBron going to Miami and him going to the Warriors were kind of similar.
Set a precedent, didn't he?
Yeah. So if LeBron never goes, I think KD still leaves OKC, but I don't think he goes to the Warriors.
Yeah. I think LeBron James really changed the league. Because now, after that, you see so much player movement, so much like free agency decisions. I don't think you see Kawhi Leonard and Paul George in LA. I don't think you see Anthony Davis in LA.
Kyrie Irving probably doesn't.
Kyrie Irving doesn't move around. I don't think LeBron has a ring if he doesn't leave Miami. Not even in Cleveland, because the fact that he left Miami meant that they drafted Kyrie and also Andrew Wiggins, who they traded for Kevin Love. I don't think... Because they'd be like sort of that 1-2 seed, around 60 wins, 58 wins sort of mark. But they wouldn't have... I don't think they would have won.
Kind of like what the Rockets have been the past couple of years.
Yeah. Sort of like, well, you know, they don't have enough cap room to sign anyone. They're not getting good draft picks. No sort of trade value players that they can trade and get someone back. I think, it was a controversial decision for his career.
There was talks that him, D Wade, and Derrick Rose were going to team up in Chicago. Would that have been a better decision?
Yes. Or does D Rose get injured?
Well, probably not, because
He wouldn't have had overload, and
yeah,
I reckon that would have been a better decision. I think D Rose and D Wade and LeBron on the same team.
be exciting. Yeah.
Oh man. I feel like Chris Bosh is a bit underrated.
Yeah.
But D Rose, the MVP of that season.
Yeah.
Man. But then he doesn't win MVP.
No.
He doesn't. So yeah. I think they would have won the championship in that year. I don't think Dallas would have. Dallas did beat them in 20. Yeah. I don't think Dallas beats D Rose. Because Jason Terry sort of torched him. I don't think that happens against D Rose.
Yeah.
D Rose would make Jason Terry work the other end.
Yeah.
Who would go with D Wade?
Right.
I know that, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but and then you got LeBron.
Yeah. It was different times. Like that series, Tyson Chandler.
Yeah.
Like he didn't fill up the stat sheet, but his just interior defense really kept LeBron and stuff out of the paint. So,
well, Mark Cuban's talked about it where, it's like that. You know, people obviously say LeBron choked, and he sort of did. But Mark Cuban talked about it like, no, that was a plan. They didn't play poorly. We just played really well. We had a plan to stop LeBron.
Yeah.
And I think you sort of see that with teams in Giannis now. The really good teams, the well-run teams, know how to stop him, like the Miami Heat. I think it takes almost a whole organisation to stop a Giannis or a LeBron. Yeah. Like you see, you know, Bam locking him up, and they create sort of systems where if you've got a transcendental player, a whole organisation has to beat them. And I think Mark Cuban talks about how they were committed to beating LeBron.
Yeah.
So, yeah, look, it's interesting. I would have loved to see D Rose, D Wade, and LeBron. I think they should have done that.
Yeah.
Or even the Banana Boat squad. I don't know how the salaries would work, but having Chris Paul, you got D Wade, Mallow, and LeBron. Doesn't matter who you have as centre. You could play at centre. That's a championship team easily.
When you do no work, but you still get an A+.
Yeah, on the group project. Yeah. You could run James at centre for the Miami Heat then.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'd still win the flag. They'd win the premiership. All right, you go with your Quiet Australian.
Quiet Australian. Do we bring the mic over? A night in by yourself is better than going to a party.
I know that's what definitely you think.
Depends how big the party is. If the party's, less than 50 people, I'd actually prefer to go to the party.
Mm-hmm. What do you do when you're, home alone on a Saturday night, Fraser?
Probably watch the footy, if there was footy. But
Rip?
yeah, I know. Otherwise,
there's no parties anyway. It doesn't
exactly.
matter.
What do I do on my Saturday nights? I do a lot of like recovery stuff, bit of stretching, and then listen to some music as well.
Okay. Why do you reckon staying home?
I think some parties are just too wild. Like I think everybody has their limits, and when parties get wild, they get dangerous, and so you want to stay safe, and so that's why when there's more than 50 people and stuff, I usually don't really go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a take. Started raining again. It always rains.
Yes.
It always rains. That's fair enough. It's probably a good take. Occasionally going out to a party.
Yeah.
I think it depends who's there as well.
Yeah.
If you're with close mates and stuff, it's like
It's a good night.
it's a good night.
Yeah.
Just partying for the sake of partying.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I feel bad for the boyfriends that get brought along and they only really know their girlfriend at the party.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't think of anything worse. And I've been to parties where I've seen those guys and you feel bad for them.
It's like when you're shopping with your wife or something. Well, not me personally, but like you see the dads shopping and they're all sitting outside some girl shop.
Yeah.
And they're all parked outside with the what do you call it? The pram?
Yeah.
The pram. And they're just all parked there and it's like, oh, how did I get dragged into this? I reckon it's a bit like that. Alright, my quiet Australian. I just need to... Alright. The difference between what the media has been showing you about the coronavirus and what has actually happened is huge.
Explain.
I will. So citizen journalists, they're basically people that, will document stuff independently, I guess, or just random people, have been comparing what the news has been saying and showing like footage about these hospitals and the impact of corona and what is sort of actually going on.
Mm-hmm.
So you've seen CBS and look, I assume lots of other news stations have been going, there's, stockades of people going in because of corona to these hospitals. And you're seeing a ton of people go in. There's ambulances all around, and these people basically going, hey, look, no, there's not. There's barely anyone here. And I think CBS has been accused and have admitted that they used footage from an Italian hospital and said it was from America.
Right.
So I think, I'm not even sure if it's a cold take or whatever, but I think the media has played it up so much and have actually gone a long way into making it look a lot worse than it is. Because a lot of people wouldn't know that they're lying, basically, and using footage from other hospitals and saying it's from America and all these other places. Majority of the people wouldn't know that.
Do you think they've done it to just put in people's mind that, it's still a threat, it's still, if we don't, isolate and stuff, then it's going to be...
I don't think they're doing it morally, no. I think it's obviously for clicks and for money. I think at the end of the day, you've just got to assume that, there's still a business. At the end of the day, they are there to make money and they're capitalising on this time when people sort of do feel the need to consume news.
Yep.
But I think the fact that they're going over the top isn't good. Mm-hmm. If they were to, the situation is scary enough. You don't need to overblow it. So, yeah. Film your hospitals went viral, the hashtag on Twitter. I think, the news. But a lot of people don't know about it. But I think people are realizing how much the mainstream news and media lie. And I think passing it off as they just don't. They want to be put caution in the people and stuff. Yeah, I don't buy that.
Right.
I think tell them the truth. The truth's already bad enough.
Yeah.
Don't overblow it.
Yeah.
And sort of in that vein, Chinese citizen journalists have mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah, right.
So they've been, I guess, whistleblowing and saying what's actually happening, and they've vanished.
Yes, right.
It's funny. It's funny how that happens, isn't it?
They must have invented magic or something.
Yes. So I think there is something extra to that. I think the Chinese government has obviously,
Yeah.
we won't click the finger and they're gone.
Yeah.
I think there is something to that. I think there's probably nothing extra to the, I guess, Western media companies besides just they're trying to get views, eyeballs on the screen. I don't think there's much of a conspiracy to that, but there is one to the Chinese one.
Yeah.
I think, the fact that they're just sort of disappearing.
Yes.
Well, that happened to the doctor that
first came out and said.
It's just like, hey guys, this is happening, and he died.
Yeah. So.
Something to that, isn't there?
There is.
Yeah, I think you're seeing the media being exposed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of people aren't aware of it. But yeah, I'm not at all like debating the numbers. Obviously, it's bad enough, and I think if the media just presented the facts and didn't put, fake footage and all that, it's bad enough.
Yeah.
You don't need to overblow it more than it already is. So yeah, that's my Quiet Australian cold take of the week.
Jay. We got to get a compilation this podcast of every time you've taken a sip of water.
He's nearly gone through 3 glasses.
My mouth gets dry. I'm not usually used to talking this for long.
Right, last segment. Stop the press. Headline that won't happen. What's yours?
Alright. Government confirms Year 12 students will finish this time next year. I don't think you'll see that headline this week because universities need students. And I think they'll prefer to just rush it, use the GAT more effectively, have the end of year exams and just go, well, suck it up sort of thing, then push it back too much.
Yeah.
I think they'd prefer to just go, you know what, you've copped a bad break, you've still got time, there's still Zoom. They caused the coronavirus, so they're loving this.
Yeah, just if you had stocks in them before coronavirus, you'd be swimming.
You'd be doing well. You'd be doing well. Yes. I guess in a way I do feel for the people that don't have good environments at home.
Yeah.
That's really tough.
Yeah.
There's no way, I guess, around that. Their marks and more importantly their health and safety is at risk, and you feel for them, and there's a lot of them, so I guess then there does need to be some support for them from their peers and also governmental level. I just don't think they're going to put it off longer than they have to because universities need new people coming in. They need the fees really. So that's the headline. I don't think you'll see this week.
Right. My headline is the Easter Bunny caught coronavirus. I don't think you'll see that because the Easter Bunny has a very good immune system and just won't catch it. So that is my headline.
He's a workaholic, isn't he?
Oh, he's just how he gets to everyone's backyard is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, he covers a lot of distance. Man.
Him and Santa, very, very similar levels.
Who's better, do you reckon? Who do you rate higher? Easter Bunny or Santa?
Easter Bunny just gives you chocolate. Santa gives you presents. So I'd have to say Santa.
Santa?
Yeah.
Okay. Santa has elves.
Well, yeah. So
I think that's a fact that you just have to look at and you go, Easter Bunny's doing it all by himself. Or is he?
Well,
He is, isn't he?
I would say he is.
He is. He's doing it all by himself.
Yeah.
Santa's got all these elves and the reindeers. Do you reckon Santa's a bit overrated?
I think it takes a team, definitely.
To make presents, and yeah.
Because, Easter Bunny's just chocolate, but Santa's like, what you actually want for Christmas. So,
You reckon his role's a bit bigger?
Yeah, I think that, because he has to, more variety in it, in the presents he's giving.
Yeah.
He needs more assistance.
Okay. So you reckon he's more just like running a large company sort of thing?
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah.
Where Easter Bunny gets his knees dirty and hand delivers, or pour deliver, whatever.
Yeah.
Each Easter egg and hides them. I think he's underrated.
Look, how Santa gets down so many chimneys.
And absolutely polishes off that much milk and biscuits and feeds the carrots.
It's the 8th wonder of the world.
Man, I reckon Easter Bunny's a bit underrated. Santa gets all the props. I think, we talk about piano players and piano movers. The Easter Bunny is the piano mover of society.
Yeah.
Underappreciated, does the hard work, hard yakka.
Yeah.
He's got no one else to turn to, really. It's him. So yeah, shout out to the Easter Bunny. He was both of our cheers. So
Yes, he was.
we're expecting some good chocolate eggs this Easter. Yeah. What are you doing for Easter?
Probably just spending time with my family, but not extended family because you can't in the quarantine conditions. But spending time with my family.
Yeah, same.
And the Easter egg hunt.
Easter egg hunt, yes. What's like the go-to hiding spot? Do you say?
Easter Bunny's pretty good. He changes it up every year, but
inside or outside?
Bit of both.
Both.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was originally just outside, but then he must have got the back
Switched
door
it up.
key and come inside and started to put some eggs inside as
Went
well.
through the chimney.
Well, yes, he could have, or just the back door.
Back door.
I think
Easter
back
Bunny
door.
probably back door.
Yeah, look, chimney. Just he keeps the chimney exclusively for Santa.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
That's good.
All right. I think that just about wraps it up. Goes out to you for the question of the week. Who is the most famous person in the world? That's a good question. I want you to answer that down in the comments below. Probably going to get one comment. That's all right.
That's all right.
That's all right. It'll probably be you as well, but that's all right. Who do you think's the most famous person in the world?
Current time, right now.
Right now.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I haven't really thought about it too much. Maybe just like Cristiano Ronaldo, I reckon.
It's a good shout. A lot of like South American and
Well, soccer. They say soccer's the universal game. So
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Donald Trump?
I was gonna say Donny.
Everyone knows him.
Yeah.
Chinese people would know him.
Yeah.
Indian people would know him. That's like 2.5 bill.
Yeah.
Everyone in the Western world knows him. I think
He'd be up there.
that's a good shout.
Mm.
Let us know in the comments what you think. We're gonna get like one comment. That's alright. That's alright. We'll make sure to thumb up the comments. Alright, make sure to subscribe and follow us on the Instagram. We have broken the 100 follower mark, which is crazy. That's awesome. Thanks for all the support. Shout outs for the week on the Instagram. Go to Aura M. Williams and Summer Harper. So we thank them for their support. We appreciate it. Fraser, could you spell it out for them?
BENIGNPR.
Have you spelled that wrong?
Take two. BENIGNPHRASEPROD. Ben and Fraser Pod.
Woo! Oh, this bloke failed all his spelling tests. I'm not even... Did you spell it wrong?
Yeah. You should use the clip from last week where it's like sign me up to the spelling bee and then use that like last week, sign me up to the spelling bee. This
week.
That's a wrap.
Man. Thank you for listening to the Ben and Fraser podcast. This has been Ben. This has been Fraser. Wishing you a fantastic Easter weekend. What it do, baby?
Happy like the turkeys!
Yeah, the turkeys.